You need to stop being so giddy. David Attenborough's about to speak. You know his fucking heart's not well.
It sounds like the start of a fucking grime song.
Please don't talk over Sir Attenborough.
Oh, sorry, Dave.
I really don't appreciate him doing that. If you ever find yourself in the dwindling forest of Java, you may come face to face with a strong-armed bat-like apparition. Some call it the flat-faced monkey man. Others just call it an owl because it probably is an owl. But the natives, they call it after its terrifying scream that has sent shivers down the spine of many a brave adventurer for almost 100 years.
Today on Sexy Beasts, we're talking about the Ahool.
Girl, you got that sexy beast. You're just so sexy. Are you a Loch Ness monster? Or are you Bigfoot, cryptid, supernatural vampires, banshees, Tony and Jago? Oops, there's a Wendigo. Hey, coming after me. Who the fuck said you could laugh at me, smack with me? With a Bigfoot dick you could slap with me? Blasphemy. You could dare come at me with a Bigfoot dick and a Loch Ness monster pussy. Baby, sexy beast.
Hello, good morning. I'm assuming you're listening to this in the morning. If not, good afternoon or good evening.
How's your
welcome.
commute?
How's your commute? How's your drive time commute? Welcome to Sexy Beasts, your foray into the menagerie of the unexplained. Sorry, the big goat seems to have come into the office here. A goat joined in on me saying menagerie there. I don't know if you heard.
It's weird. It's
Menagerie.
good timing on the go.
Really good timing. Have to someone buy that goat an ice cream. Anyway, listen. The menagerie of the unexplained. Every single episode will be devoted to a specific creature, cryptid, or monster. We discuss its history, its merits, and using our FEC analysis, we rate and review the beast against other creatures in our premier crypt. So we end up with a total leaderboard. We are. Like the audio version of Cryptid Top Trumps. And be sure to listen all the way to the end because we're going to be closing out the show with Freak Encounters, where we read your submitted stories about a time you came in contact with some weird apparition or weird ghost or monster or something. Maybe it was the devil punching someone out in Dunn Stores like we had a couple of weeks back. It was excellent. My name is Tony Cantwell. I'm the host of the new Goss.ie web series. Mum, don't get mad, but I'm an influencer and Dad's dead. And my co-host, as always, he puts the D in D&D Dungeon Master loser. Wrong. Mark Jago.
Oh, that was a weird one. What the hell?
Doing a kind of Trump thing at the end.
Wrong. Fake news.
Wrong. Loser. How are you keeping?
I'm doing well. After our live show,
Oh, wow.
went down a storm.
That was definitely a show that we did.
Yeah, I can't believe that happened.
My opinion on that is that was a show that we did and there was people there. And I know, but thank you so much for coming out. We it's pre-recorded. We haven't done the show yet, but thanks so much if you came out to the show. Honestly, we really appreciate that.
Show them behind the curtain. You can't let them know.
Behind the iron curtain,
Yeah.
the iron flaps, as we call it here in the showbiz.
What?
I don't know what I'm talking about, Jago. It's been a long day. Mark Jago, my love of my life. What the fuck is this Ahool business?
Before we give you a bit of a history and a description of the Ahool, let's give a bit of a history and description of Sexy Beasts.
Oh!
Because this was actually our first. We actually did this as a mock-up idea of what Sexy Beasts could be.
Our third one, I think it was.
Yeah.
Because the others were shite.
The others were us trying to seduce Bigfoot.
Yeah. He didn't want to be seduced, so we didn't have his full consent.
Yeah, and then we realised it was very sort of on the edge of being rapey.
It was a bit weird. Hey, look, I mean...
Live and learn. Yeah, so the Ahool. So
we did it as a pilot.
we did this as a pilot.
To get into this head stuff network that...
Illustrious head stuff Illuminati. And then afterwards we had to go through the 3 trials of the head stuff. First trial was fighting Al in a fist fight. Our producer.
That was our producer and founder of the network. That was very difficult. He's much stronger than he looks.
Yeah, like 100%. He ripped off his top and he had like about 20 pack.
He does actually have big arms.
Yeah.
Just not even the side.
Not like size wise, like length wise. Like they reach down past his knees.
Right. Should we start the whole episode again?
Why? Okay, back to Ahool, right? I'm at an Indonesian party.
Okay, you're at an Indonesian party, and you're listening to some proper Indonesian bangers like this one.
It sounds like something that like Mac DeMarco would do or something.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, so I walk up to an Indonesian girl and I'm like, Java? And I have a cup of coffee in my hand. And I said, no, the island, before she answers. And then I say, have you heard of that Ahool?
I can't do the accent, but no.
No, my love.
No, mate.
And I say,
What
well,
are you talking about?
the Ahool is a large flying bat/primate that is named primarily for its call. Ahool! It's about the size of a small child, has a 12-foot wingspan,
Ooh.
dark brown fur, big black lovely eyes,
Big black
big,
eyes.
big black eyes, lovely teeth, has a monkey-like head, is usually nocturnal, and like bats, tends to sleep behind waterfalls. Do bats do that?
This guy, these Ahools really need to stick to rivers and their lakes.
Like that they're used to, yeah.
Please don't finish my sentence. Go on anyway.
So the Ahool is not a scrub, so there's no scrubs there. The first sort of mention of him was, the first sort of mention of him by a white man is in 1925. An adventurer called Bartels, who was the son of a prominent ornithologist,
Ooh.
went behind a waterfall and he looked above and he seen an unidentified shape flying above him. And then this unidentified shape flying above him flew away and it made the big noise.
Ahoo!
We have to clip that and use that as some sort of sting. That's a great
Yeah.
song. But yeah, it seems to be around this because like Java is one of the most overpopulated islands in the Indonesian. What's it called? What archipelagos?
Yep.
It's one of the most overpopulated ones. But it also is one of the most densely forested. So
So
there's
similar to the old Mokele Mbembe. There could be something hiding dense in there.
deep dense in the forest.
So the Ahool is named after its long Ahool call, but it's kind of similar to a Pokemon in that it's named after its catchphrase. If that was the case for you, Mark Jago, what would you be calling instead?
Oh fuck. I'd put an extra. Just say random words and put extra H's in them because I fucking hate when I do that. And like Shane Kenna, our friend of the show, keeps pointing it out to me. So you say such simple words wrong.
Okay, mate, calm down.
No. What would yours be, Tony?
I think my name. So if my name was no longer Tony, but it was my catchphrase, then I think my name would be. I'm not bloody made of cock. Leave me alone, women. Because I have to say that a lot.
Yeah, to be honest, that's the most.
Women to be coming after me, and do you know what? I'd be hitting them with sticks. Some of them are dead. I've had so many women coming after me after my junk that I've been fighting them off. You must be fighting them off with a stick, they say to me. My nana and stuff might say that to me. And I'd say, yeah, and some of them are dead.
And
And it's not just a fucking stick, it's a fucking bat.
And some people know that. And some people know that you are actually engaged now, and that's because when the stick smashed and over her head, and she got to you, so you had to marry her.
I had to marry her.
That was the rules.
She's got a very big head and a very thick skull, I think. Very smart, but I think the bat had just hit too many women and it was going to break anyway.
Yeah, it was weak. She was just a lucky one.
Yeah, I'm not condoning, you know what I mean? But of course, if they're after you. Anyway, listen, what I love about this, I like some of the descriptions of this Ahool, is that it keeps being described as being like having a child's body and massive arms, like a bodybuilder's arms.
Yeah, there's a lot of a child's body in it, and I'm just sort of like, that's such a weird way to describe something like that.
But it's a proportion. I mean, come on, a human's probably the most recognizable thing in the world. So
or you
a
could
smaller
just give
proportion,
like 3 foot. You could just give feature.
Yeah, but it's not weird to say a child. Why is everyone so afraid of being a paedophile that you can't even say a child? You can't even say the word child without being accused of being a paedophile.
No one's accused of anyone.
Will everyone stop accusing me of being a paedophile? I'm saying the word child. For God's sake. I'm just saying I used to be a child and then I'm being locked away. And as well, the fact that this thing has a flattish man face.
Yeah, I like that part. Like, it's just
Flattish man-like face.
there's a lot of the description of it. It
Gorgeous.
came out, it was terrifying. It flew out behind a waterfall, it screamed at me, and then it's like it had a flattish man face, a child's body,
Child's body.
very muscular arms, and
So-
feet that pointed backwards.
pointed backwards. So
Yeah.
this is 12-foot wingspan, and simian features. Look, enough about how sexy it is.
You just brought up child.
I know. I'd take it back.
Wait, which one? That you're not a pedophile?
I take back the sexy thing. This is fucking... Sorry, we're doing this a bit later than normal, and it's just kind of a bit sillier. Okay, but look, fucking, can this fucking thing fucking fight?
Fighting.
It's big. It's the only thing it's got going for it. I'm going to put my foot down here. It can't fight. It can bother you, but it can't fight. There is no recorded attacks by this creature. There is a recorded sort of flybys where it went too close to someone, and then the person was like, "Oh fuck," you know what I mean? It's like when a big seagull flies by you. You're just like, ah.
Look, a swan would fuck me up, so let's not rule out.
Is that thing true about a swan that would break your arm if it if it flapped its wings against you?
They're very strong. I mean, this is like, I know I keep bringing up that chimp attack thing that we were talking about a few weeks ago, putting 100% of energy into it. But there's things in animals' tendons that we just don't see, that allow them just to be extreme, so much stronger than we probably.
But like a swan's bones are completely hollow to allow for flight. An extra H in it.
Yeah, flyth. That's your catchphrase.
Flyth, my prithee.
No, but like it's mainly a neck. The swan is mainly a neck muscle, and then a bit of added features. It is.
When David Attenborough dies, can you just narrate his fucking show? Here is the swan. It is mainly neck.
No,
It has
of course.
more stuff to it as well.
Mostly a neck muscle will a few bits thrown together.
Thanks for coming back in for that, Dave.
Oh, Dave, fucking spot on, man. Yeah, definitely can't take a fight.
Okay, well, what about this? Now, this is a bit distant to Indonesia, but here... Okay, so this is something from Fort Myers, Florida, that explains something similar to this, right? I recently had an encounter with a bird-like creature that I know wasn't a bird. It looked like a flying person. I know it sounds weird and crazy, but I know what I saw. Well, here's the whole story. On February 5th, around 11:30 p.m., my older sister and her husband were taking me, my little sister, my mom, and my two nieces to eat at Denny's in a near town. This sounds like it was written by a person pretending to be American. Well, we were driving down I-75, and out of nowhere, through the windshield, I see a person with wings flying over our car. Went over 2 times back and forth. I got a good look. It looked like a person, but with wings. But then again, it also looked like a pterodactyl. My brother-in-law also saw it and agreed with me. He said it was not a bird. Well, that was my encounter with a creature. Anyway.
What website was this on?
I don't remember. It's
Ahool.com.
Ahool.com.
Again, it still didn't,
didn't
attack.
attack, yeah.
So I'm going to take it in. For last week's episode, we had El Cuero. Drop it in with the Ahool into the theatre screams.
Now, this is a Pidgeot versus a fucking Squirtle.
Yeah, everything comes back to Pokemon.
It does.
Yeah, I think even though we fucking at the end just hated El Cuero just because we went through the episode and just hated him so much.
Well, we changed our mind very quickly.
at
Listen
the
back
end.
to last week's episode where controversially we changed the score
midway through a freak encounter. I think that El Cuero's got it in the bag.
It's still okay. It hasn't challenged anyone, but it's a bat with a 12-foot wingspan and the body of a sexy child, apparently.
And oh my god, it goes for fish. Like I don't think it has the capacity for.
The way you said that was almost like that's like a phrase. Hey, look, at the end of the day, it goes for fish.
Yeah.
And you know what they say. Right, okay. Right, well, look, I gave it a fighting of 4.
4, I know, because we're doing this lately and it's starting to get a bit out of control that we're giving it too high scores. We're being too less critical than
It's capable, though.
It's not, compared to it, like, bring up, thank you, Ben Clifford, bring up the score. Give us a rundown of some fighting.
We can't be doing this mid. We can't be doing this looking at the scores mid thing. Right. 4. Jersey Devil, Selkie. Mothman is also a 4. I don't know, man. I'd put it up there with the Mothman.
I would 3. I'm giving it a 3.
Oh, a 3. The only thing that has a 3 is the Loveland frog.
I think it's just as a
The
less...
bunyip was a 4.
Oh, no, the bunyip sort of changes things.
Well,
Joe, I'll give it a
just
4. I'll give it a
horrible.
4. I'll give it a 4.
We were in a bad mood for the bunyip. Okay, right. Look, okay, 4.5.
Oh shit! I forgot we could do halves.
Well, we only did, I think, like 2 episodes ever, but
Yeah, no, we'll
4.
give it. No, we'll give it 4.
I think it's better than. Oh shit! We only gave a Banshee a 4.
So
Anyway.
it's a 4.
Sorry, this is just too confusing for people who. So also, if you've listened to the ads and you've just popped in, this is your first episode. Hi, and I'll give it a 4.
Yeah,
Fine.
that's fighting.
That's fighting now. But look, there's where it gets juicy. This flying primate giant Batman. What's the evidence for it? The Batman.
But what is the
Sorry, I think Stone Cold Steve Austin just walked in again.
evidence, sir? I'm just writing something down.
Evidence.
Evidence is good.
Evidence is good.
I like oh, Jesus, but I do like the sort of evidence because it comes from people whose job was to study this sort of shit.
Yeah, cryptozoologist. You might
Cryptozoologist.
even our boy Ivan T. Sanderson.
Ivan T. Sanderson. I don't know if you mentioned him before, but he's a big player in the world of crypts
of crypts.
and bloods and the KKK.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he sort of came in. So obviously the first
KKK.
the Crips and the Bloods and the KKK. That it's in a rap song somewhere.
Cool.
He basically Bartels found out, as I mentioned earlier.
Dr. Ernest Bartels.
Ernest Bartels was the son of a famous ornithologist, and he saw this giant creature. So he described it to.
So he would know birds.
He knows birds. He described it to Ivan T. Sanderson. Actually, he went through the third person, but I can't remember his name. So Ivan T. Sanderson, a world-renowned cryptozoologist who has found loads of creatures and then lost all the evidence after he found them.
We didn't have computers back then.
Well, he just carried it in his pocket and just sort of fell overboard all the time. He thought it was an undiscovered type of giant bat or a large flying primate, the first of its kind.
Like a flying squirrel, but flappable.
Like a chimpanzee with a kite. Chimpanzee attached to a kite.
Doesn't sound very... Oh, yeah, maybe.
That's terrifying, actually.
Yeah,
Imagine you just looked at me and was like, oh, fuck, it's a chimpanzee with a
And
kite.
you know, when people do impressions of chimps, they always go for like a hoo, 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 right?
Yeah.
But I like to shake it up and go, you know, like,
Yeah, because
show
they
their
are
teeth, 'cause they
vicious.
show their teeth
yeah.
quite a lot.
Like, and they have big gums as well.
So if you're ever dressing up as a chimp for Halloween, don't go down the hoot hoot. Yeah, go with
Yeah, but so he thought it was a large type of bat, but he also Bartels saw it again. So in 1925 was the first spotting, but in 1927 Bartels was in a cabin in Indonesia when he heard the cry, Ahool! Thank you. And he ran out of his cabin or whatever, and he looked out and he saw something fly away into the distance, just constantly screeching as it went by, Ahool, Ahool, Ahool. Then there's a couple of suggestions that there is a giant type of owl that lives in Java that hasn't been discovered yet. Sort of similar to that. The best one that I really love is it could be a surviving petrosaur.
Yes. Like the Mokele-mbembe, it's a dense forest. It's just dinosaur. It's a family have just survived and become inbred over millions of years, presumably.
It's fucking its own.
So inbred that they've turned into monkeys, and that's how we were made. Yeah, I think very, very, very possible. I mean, scientifically speaking, there's no evidence.
There apparently. So Bartels and Everton Sanderson sort of teamed up together and they went to the forest in Java and they found evidence droppings and they found tatters of its wings and fur. But as I said, Ivan T. Sanderson was a bit of a klutz and he lost any evidence that you could have found.
Didn't Ivan T. Sanderson also have a picture or something from a few weeks ago and he lent it to a friend?
Thunderbird. Yeah.
He had a fucking picture of a Thunderbird and he fucking just lost
His
it.
mate put it in his pocket and his mate disappeared. Weird. No, one of, as I was looking up evidence, I got a really sad sort of like caveat to this. It's like, so this website is specifically dedicated to cryptids and like finding them and preserving them or whatever. And at the end, it's like, but at the rate that the deforestation of the Javanese forest is happening, it could be the first creature that is extinct before we find it.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, fuck's sake, lads.
oh, that sucks.
Use your keep cup. Don't use a straw.
Mm-hmm.
Always wipe front to back.
Get that T-shirt. Get that printed on T-shirt. Yeah, I mean, there's not. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of explanations about what it could be. I mean, the likelihood is it's a big owl.
I don't want to believe. I'm the opposite of Mulder and Scully.
I read here as well. This is a quote. If a giant bat lived anywhere, the dense rainforests of Java would be a likely place. That's attributed to someone. Said that.
Yeah.
I have it in quotation marks, so it's legit. And this thing also similarly, this thing there's no supernatural powers as well. That should probably fit into fighting, but this thing really there's no folklorish worry for it. It's just someone saw a big thing flying over their head and it was an ahoo.
But like, if you were given like an option between a banshee and an ahool, and it was put out in front of you, the more likely to exist would be the ahool, in my opinion.
Yes, fair point.
But what
fair
did we
point.
give the evidence with a banshee? We need to stop referencing. Sorry,
Yeah,
that's
we
my
need
fault.
to-
That's my fault.
Yeah, no, we shouldn't be looking at this, but we gave the Banshee gave the Banshee 6. Anyway, look, this is for people just for casual listeners. Yeah, look, this thing it doesn't have very strong. Doesn't have. I don't think it's very strong evidence.
Okay, so what evidence did you give it?
I gave it an evidence. Well, actually, it's okay. I gave it an evidence of 5.
I gave it a 5 too.
Hey!
Love that.
Um,
So that's a 4 for fighting, 5 for evidence, and now we move on to more like cool.
so good.
That's all I've written down for cool. I don't think it's cool though. I'm sorry, Ivan T. Sanderson.
Okay. You don't think this is cool?
I don't. I think I have this problem with creatures that if they're just bigger versions of things we already know, I'm just like, yeah, whatevs.
We gave the fucking Dobbercool like.
That's because it was our first episode and we were just fucking hard for monsters.
Or did we? Oh no, we didn't. We didn't give it a very strong cool. Look, do you know what? So, fucking listen to me. Listen to me, man.
I need some
me.
sentences out of you, please.
Listen to me. Okay, look me in the eyes.
Yeah.
This thing, right? Whatever fucking side of the bed you wake up on, this is a giant bat. You like bats?
I do like bats, but like
This is a big bat.
But I know what a bat is. It doesn't make me scratch my head when I see one. That's such a weird way to phrase that, wasn't it?
Put your stupid comments in your pocket. Okay. This is a big bat. It's possibly a monkey. It's a flattish man face.
That's what gets
Size of a child.
I-
A man, a small man. Fucking PC police.
PC, I can't say a sexy child, but
Woo! That's the fucking sirens outside.
I do like it, but I don't think it's cool. But I think it's a good creature, but I don't think it's cool enough for it to grab my attention. Like, imagine every creature we've ever did an episode about was thrown into a big fucking, like Cabin in the Woods style, thrown into a big room. Like, what is the first thing you'd be fucking looking at?
I think
I'd be like, oh, whatever. I'd be looking at the fucking Kraken, the big mile-long island of a creature.
okay, yeah, look, it's not very interesting. I think we chose it for the first episode because it was one that neither of us knew anything about, and also I think it also showed we were on the Wikipedia in alphabetical order of list of cryptids.
Don't fucking ruin the movie magic, man.
Behind the iron flaps, as we say in the showbiz.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I'm. It's not cool, Jacob. But I don't know what to talk to you about because we clearly don't have much written about the cool because we don't find it cool.
I'm gonna say I give it fucking. Do you
Hang
have
on,
any-
don't give me your score
Oh,
yet because I have a song about it. This is from my yet to be released Ahool musical, and this is a part of the song where the Ahool encounters a woman.
oh,
And is trying to shelter and protect her and kind of show its intentions about being a protector.
Is this it's a live?
This would also be a live because I didn't have a chance to record
Yeah.
it, so I'm going to have to sing it for you, okay? This is my song. Come stop your crying, it'll be alright. Just take my wing and hold it tight. I will protect you from all around you. I will be here, don't you cry. I will be in my heart. I will be in my heart. From this day on, now and forevermore, I will be in my heart. I will be in my heart. No matter what they say, I will be in my heart always.
Tony.
What you think of that?
Oh, I like the song,
Thank you very much.
but it didn't change my score.
Well, let me tell you who's playing. Let me tell you who's playing the Ahool, and he's a guy. He's a guy who's done his fair share of Broadway. He was a star in Oklahoma before he played the titular Wolverine in Wolverine Origins.
Who?
Hugh Jackman.
No, change it now. I gave it one more point than I did.
1.
Yeah.
You give it a 1.
Yeah. No, I said I gave it one more point than it did.
Okay, so what's it on now?
3.
Okay, I'll give it a 3.
Oh. So that is. Oh no! I think we may have a bottomer.
Oh my god. Which do you prefer?
Huh?
Top or bottom?
A bunk bed top. Love the top.
Final scores are
12.
Oh my god.
That's fucking.
Jesus.
How times have changed. I remember recording this the first time. We were fucking so excited about it.
We need some fucking. Do you know what I think? We're gonna have to bring out some big guns.
Okay. Are you thinking the B word?
Brian.
We have to bring Brian. When we
no.
just did an episode about some guy called Brian. We've had.
We should do one on. No wait. The most dangerous creature of all. Man.
Oh man, is that what that? Yeah, that's what that's the
Yeah.
yeah.
Although we know it exists. Anyway.
Yeah, 10 evidence.
Yeah. So what was that? 12.
That's 12. Yeah.
12. So it's tied with the Bunyip for second last.
What
Jesus.
the fuck did Jackalope get? 11.
Jackalope got 11. Yeah.
Ah, yikes.
Which I look back on now and I'm thinking, that's a bit harsh.
No, it's just fucking like we know.
Do you know what I love? We give these scores that we don't like, and we look back on them being like, "Oof, that's tough," which I like because it means that we're looking at the cold hard facts.
Yeah,
you know.
This is previous us looking at or future us looking at previous us.
Exactly. Whatever that means.
That makes no sense. Yeah, but Grant. So that's 12, man.
Jesus. So that's the last 4 episodes. I've been in the bottom.
I've been
4,
fucking
4,
crap
5.
ones.
Right, we have to bring up some of the big guns. Well, look, there's only one thing for it now. A little freak encounter. No matter what they do.
Freak encounters.
Oh, brilliant. So this freak encounter comes into us from Rebecca. Rebecca, thanks very much for sending in your freak encounter. If you would like to send one in, please do so. sexybeastspod@gmail.com or, hey, come on, guys. We're all on Instagram. Send it on Instagram, sexybeastspod on Instagram there. So thanks very much for sending this in. And here we go. Just waiting for the drop, you know.
So my family live in front of Castletown Forest. At the entrance, There's a big farm gate. Me and my sister were 8, sitting on the gate with our friend Haley. We were talking about banshee stories and saying that there's definitely a banshee in that forest. We got a bit freaked out, so we jumped off the gate to run away, but Haley started screaming. My sister and me looked back and she was hanging from the gates, flailing her arms and legs. We were like, what the fuck? The banshee has her. But then we noticed one of the blunt spikes on the gate had ripped through her hood, and that's how she was hanging. We really thought it was a banshee. Poor bitch. And here's a nice little small one that I'm also going to read from Ivan. Ivan, thanks very much for sending this one in. My 2-year-old daughter saw a pair of, her words, really scary eyes over my shoulder as I changed her nappy. The only thing over my shoulder was the hatch in the attic.
Ooh. Double ooh.
So we got a ghost, we got a banshee. That is great. Ivan, Rebecca, thanks very much for sending in your freak encounters. Really do appreciate it. So we did it, Jago.
What do you mean?
We made it through this episode.
We're a bit bonkers because it's been recorded a bit later than usual.
Recorded a bit later than usual, and I think we're just a bit emotionally exhausted. And I tell you, Stone Cold showing up unannounced was probably didn't help. Jago, do you have an Indonesian proverb potentially can...
I certainly do that can lighten our moods.
Please.
Play with water, wet.
What's that mean?
Play with fire.
Oh, is there more?
Yeah, play with fire, burned.
Is it done now?
Yeah.
You're just so sexy.
Don't you embarrass me in front of our listeners again like that.
Are you big but cryptid, supernatural vampires,
with a can of whoop ass.
Tony and Jago. Oops, there's that Wendigo. Hey, coming after me. Who the fuck said you could laugh at me, smack with me? With a Bigfoot dick you could slap with me? Blasphemy. You could dare come at me with a Bigfoot dick and a Loch Ness monster pussy. Bay sexy beast.
This has been a Head Stuff Podcast Network. Hi.
Doink.
Doink.
This has been a production of the Head Stuff Podcast Network.
Over the teeth and over the tongue, all the way down Tony's cum.
I'll put that at the end.
Our blooper reel.
Put that at the end of the old head stuff. It's been I'm only over the tongue.